Are you losing your home equity? Let's talk about that today on Frequently Asked Friday. What is going on, party people? In this video today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover that nagging question that I think a lot of people are thinking. I've had a couple people that have asked me, but as a homeowner, I've gained so much equity over the last couple of years. Am I starting to lose that ground? Let's break it down. All right, so if we look at the actual numbers, which I always encourage people to not go off gut feelings, not go off what the wind is telling them, not go off what their horoscope says, but look at the actual numbers. In our Central Virginia market for resale homes, you will see that we are actually up 7.2% year over year. So basically from September of 2022 to September of 2023, we're recording this in October. We don't have the numbers for October yet. Our market is up 7.2%. And oh, by the way, in September of 2022, we were up 7.8% from September of 2021. So are you losing your equity based on the information that we've got? I would say absolutely not. Matter of fact, your home value has grown over the last year. And you might be asking yourself, hey, Chris, how is that possible? That just doesn't, it seems like we're fudging numbers, or it doesn't seem like that should be the case. Well, what I would submit to you is that yes, higher interest rates have affected our real estate market. And yes, higher interest rates have affected the buyer demand and decreased the amount of buyers that want to buy a home. However, those higher interest rates not only have affected buyer demand, but have also affected seller supply, meaning there's less sellers that are willing to put their homes on the market given the higher interest rates because they've locked in very cheap long-term financing, very cheap mortgage rates at 3 or sub 3%. And for them to sell that house and then trade into a new house at a, let's call it 7 to 8% interest rate, they've really got to have a strong desire to make a move. They've really got to have a good reason to make a move. And that is causing the seller supply to be so low that even despite the lower buyer demand, we are seeing where prices are continuing to hold and continuing to appreciate in our market. So sorry to interrupt the video that you're watching, but if you would ever want a no hassle, no obligation market analysis to find out what your home is worth in today's market, or maybe you want to chat about the home selling process, or maybe even want to chat about the home buying process, feel free to call or text me at the number below, or you can email me at chris@elliottreteam.com. I'll let you get back to the video. The other dynamic to understand is where our buyers are coming from. So our two biggest feeder markets, meaning where people move to into Central Virginia, are Northern Virginia and the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And the two things that these markets have in common, besides terrible traffic, is that they are much more expensive than where we are. And when they come to our market, they realize that we are very cheap compared to what they are coming from. So because those folks are coming from more expensive markets to a cheaper market, our market, they have continued to drive prices up because they have the money to be able to spend, and their expectations are a little bit different as far as what a home should cost. Now, you might also be asking yourself, yeah, Chris, that all sounds great, but where do we go from here? Well, I don't want to give you my opinion. Let's turn to the Home Price Expectation Survey. This is a survey that is done polling 100 different accredited real estate economists as far as where they feel like the housing market is going. And if you look at the numbers, they are all collectively predicting that we are going to see home price appreciation through 2027, be it at more normalized rates than what we've seen over the previous 4 years. We're going to see more of a in line with the 50-year historical average, but they're all predicting that we're going to continue to see home price appreciation over the next 4 years. And the last thing I'll show you is the gain that you've ground over the last 5 years. So if we look at this graphic, this is home price appreciation over the last 5 years. As you will see in this graphic, the national average was 57.3% of equity or appreciation that was gained over the last 5 years. And in the state of Virginia, we saw 52.4%. So I always like to remind homeowners that we have gained a tremendous amount of ground over the last 5 years. Even if you have to give back a little bit of that, which once again, nobody is predicting that we'll have to do, and the numbers are not showing that you have, we've still gained a considerable amount of ground over the last 5 years. I hope that set you at ease. I hope that answered your question. If you have any additional lingering questions, comments, fears, thoughts, concerns, if you have a good joke, throw it in the comments or shoot me a DM. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next week.